Let's start with Newcastle. Again, we were here yesterday saying 7-time champions AC Milan. They had this, they had that, they had the other one. But hey, I mean, to go there and to be as practical or as pragmatic as you want, that's Eddie Howe. Picked up the points from a difficult ground, and that's a good way to start.
Well, good way to start. But again, all thanks to AC Milan as well. It's a game they could have easily won. But again, we have to salute Newcastle for their bravery in terms of defending properly and ensuring that they didn't give AC Milan too much space or too much respect on the night. A point would really, go a long way to possibly helping them navigate this group, or maybe it could come along the line to hurt them eventually. But again, for Newcastle, they did what they had to do, and the point is just but good enough.
All right, so good way to start. We'll see how well they go. And in Triple O, we go to Man City. Again, it was expected. They fell behind, but at no point did we think, Red Star Belgrade were going to run away with it. I mean, that lead lasted only 90 seconds. So, hey, we knew that City were going to come back and win, and they won comfortably.
Yes, and that's one thing about City. When things are not going their way, they have a manager that can tweak things. They have a manager that can speak sense into them. They have a manager that can re-strategize to make sure that things go their way. The first half, City were not so good. They considered, and in the second half, a barrage of goals right there from Manchester City. They are a team that they know what it means to win. They have that character to win games. A draw is never an option for Manchester City, and you see that if that had been some clubs or one club that will play tonight, when they concede one goal, their manager will come out and say he has never been able to pick his best first 11. Maybe those players are still playing at separate clubs. They've not been bought into Manchester United.
You've mentioned tonight, so let's go to tonight. Let's go to Manchester United. Let me go to Body for this one, actually. I'd like to hear Body's opinions on the Allianz Arena and what to expect, actually. Triple O hinted something, and we read it as well this morning, where Eriksen had said that he hasn't been able to pick his best 11. What sort of 11 is he going to put out there at the Allianz Arena to take on Bayern Munich?
Well, the best 11 he has available to him at this point in time. You can't rule out the injuries and what have you. And as much as we've spoken highly of Bayern Munich, I think defensively, they as well are still, they still found wanting in some ways. But for ETH and the United team tonight, they've got to be very brave. Brave in terms of, you don't have to go gung-ho against Bayern Munich. Keep it tight at the back, pick your moments, and I can tell it could swing anywhere, because in the Bundesliga this season, as much as United are struggling, yes, Bayern Munich are a step better than United, but we've seen Bayern also drop points in games where they could have easily won. Example, look at the game against Leverkusen at the weekend. The sort of goals they conceded as well. So if United can just do the simplest things tonight, example, Bruno Fernandes, he's the best player in the team, and he has a way of costing this team even in big games. So the coach needs to speak with a player like Bruno Fernandes. He just needs to keep it simple and keep it moving. For Rashford as well, he's developed a habit of ball hogging these days. When they hold to release the passes early, he holds onto the ball for too long, kills the moment. But one thing, the chances will be there. The chances will be created for him to score goals. So it will be a difficult game for United tonight. But again, it's Manchester United. One time they play very well, the other time we just play. All right, thank you for thinking of that.
All right, let's go to Arsenal against PSV. Triple O, Arsenal, after many years out of the Champions League, they're back in it, and I think it's a fairly easy or doable match for Arsenal later tonight.
I don't think it's going to be that easy for Arsenal. Sometimes, no, I don't think it's going to be that easy. It's they are back in the Champions League. It is the Champions League, and PSV, in as much as you want to think that they are not at the level of Arsenal. The last time they played against Arsenal Football Club, they hedged Arsenal. They were even the one that knocked Arsenal out. This same Arsenal. The only few changes you probably would see is the addition of Declan Rice and probably Kai Havertz. Those are the new players that have joined the squad that were not part of the squad that played PSV last season in the Europa League. And you want to look at it that could motivate PSV to say, there's no there's nothing special about this Arsenal side from their own point of view. It's just Arsenal. We played them and we beat them. We're better than them. It's just another team that we played, that we defeated in a different competition. So let's show them pepper again. But for us now, they have character. If they concede first, they have the spirit to fight back, and that's one thing that has always pushed them. You could see the unity, you could see how they play for each other. So because of that, I think Arsenal might urge it. And the fact that they are playing their first Champions League game in how many years, they don't want to mess up. They don't want to turn to material for dragging.
You enjoyed this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.